my god, this car is full of surprises.
Oh, yeah.
In the last video, we got this thing started for the very first time. However, that was only the first hurdle into getting this thing running back on the road. We've got fenders, we have mirrors, we have side indicators and a bunch of other parts in the box, and today hopefully we can get this thing moving for the very first time under its own power. And because I've kept this car a secret for so many weeks now, I've had the time to collect a bunch of parts from all over the country. Today's goal is to get this thing driving for the very first time. However, although the engine ran, it is still in pieces. We've got a lot of work to do. I won't be able to get this thing driving as the fenders are rubbing on the wheels. These fenders also are beyond repair. As you can see, they have lifted away from the body, and this is because this car was a drift car, as we can confirm from the locked differential. It looks like we're gonna have to take the side skirts off to take the fenders off. Let's get right to it. Hopefully it's not too bad. The side skirts, fenders, and front bumper were very easy to remove. They all required some 10mm bolts, however, all the years of the car sitting definitely showed, as some of the bolts broke, which is going to require extra work fitting the new panels. And just as I thought, the fenders were really easy to remove. However, we have ran into one problem. This is a bolt that holds the fender on, and the head has broken off. In order to fix that, we're gonna have to take the door off. But let's get these fenders on and see what the car looks like. As from today, pre-orders are gonna be live for the new Skyline t-shirt. If you guys want a piece of my Skyline, I'm gonna be cutting up all the broken bits and signing them and including them in every single t-shirt order, so you can have a piece of this junkyard R32 Skyline. Each piece is gonna be included in every single t-shirt order. Head to benkyspec.com if you wanna help support the build, if you wanna grab some sick merch. Pre-orders are now live, baby. Now, the next thing that we have to tackle is this. So guys, this is the next issue. Have a look, we've got a throttle pedal, but no brake pedal or clutch pedal. So guys, we bought some pedals online. I think it was from JDM Garage or something, I'm not too sure. It's really difficult to find parts for these cars. But of course, we weren't able to just buy the clutch pedal and brake pedal. We had to buy an entire set. So I've got an entire set of pedals. I got them actually pretty cheap, luckily, but yeah, let's get these in the car so we can start driving it. When it comes to working on project cars, I would rather pull an entire motor apart than do work under the dashboard. It is a painstaking process maneuvering your body around to get access to the bolts holding the pedals in, but by removing the seat, it was way easier. I then connected up the clutch master and brake master, and we were ready for business. All right guys, finally, we have the pedals all installed now. Have a look at that. Brake pedal, clutch pedal, and of course, throttle pedal. All right guys, another day, another part to install. Fraggily. The water pump on this is screwed. So what we need to do today is replace the water pump, because we need to get this thing able to run by itself and cooling itself. So we also have a radiator on the way because we're missing that as well. And we're also missing an alternator, which I need to buy as well. Oop. Let's unbox this. In order to replace the water pump, we needed to remove the entire front of the engine, which includes the timing case, harmonic balancer, and all the belts including the timing belt. And only then we would finally be able to get the water pump off. This is not an easy job and requires a special tool to remove the balancer, which you can see me using here. The tool works by holding the balancer in place, and a rod rotates against the crank to pull the balancer off. I also made sure to rotate the motor to top dead center before I removed the belt by following these physical marks on the cam gears and the crankshaft, and this will help me install the new timing belt correctly. I then removed the water pump, which included some 12mm, 14mm, and 10mm bolts, and what we discovered was shocking. This engine was in worse condition than I thought. Alright, most of the bolts were pretty rusty. I'm kind of nervous to see what's behind this water pump, guys, I'll be honest. Oh my god, it came off in one go. Oh no! Oh, that's bad, dude. Oh my god, man. Dude. Oh my god, this car is full of surprises. It's like covered in RTV as well, but this is the bad part. Yeah. The block is kind of rusted, man. Like, pretty dang bad, ain't it?
It is actually disgusting.
What we're gonna do is now we're gonna pull the thermostat housing out, and hopefully it's not as bad on the thermostat. But it's good that we did this though, because there's a good reason why the water pump wasn't spinning. Look at that, it barely spins. Holy crap, man. That's bad, bro. All right, guys, we're about to take off the thermostat housing. I've just loosened all the bolts, and it's looking pretty damn crusty. All right. Oh my god, dude. Is that showing? Yeah. Holy. Oh, how much should you drink that, bro?
10K.
We still haven't taken the thermostat out. Oh, dude, feels bad even touching this. Oh, it's like full rusted in there. Oh, bro. Oh,
yuck.
Bro. Oh man, I'm really hoping this hasn't like damaged the block at all, because there is a lot of rust, man. That's bad.
Lick it.
5,000 likes and I'll lick it. Alrighty guys, we finally have everything off the front of the motor, the timing belt, everything off the water pump, and I've given it a little bit of a clean. As you can see, it's looking much better than before, and we now have to get to removing the top intake plenum in order to get to the injectors. We need to do this because when you saw the car start for the very first time, you could see it was sort of like misfiring. And because it ran on starter fluid, it seems like the misfire is a fuel issue and the injectors are probably clogged, which is pretty common with these RB20s sitting for a long time. We're going to get straight ahead into removing the injectors, and we also got some new parts over there. So let's get to it, baby. Intake plenum removal. In order to remove the injectors, I thought you'd need to remove the top intake plenum, but after a closer look, it looked like I could get them out by removing the vacuum lines and water lines on top. This was not an easy job and required a lot of patience. I began by removing all the lines covering the fuel rail and then disconnected each injector plug by removing the metal clip holding each one in place. I had to use a magnet to make sure I didn't lose any of these small clips. I was then able to remove the injectors, however I forgot the rail would be full of fuel, so fuel went everywhere. This was very tedious, but I managed to get them all out without breaking anything. This slowly spiraled into a full front service off the engine, as I decided I may as well replace the timing belt, pulleys, spark plug and seals while I had everything apart. So I removed even more stuff off the engine to prepare for new parts. I haven't ever really worked on Nissans in the past, but I found it quite therapeutic taking my time and learning the platform of what a lot of people consider to be a JDM icon. Alright guys, after hours of working on this motor, we have taken more of the front end apart, the cam gears off, and also taken off the spark plug cover and all the spark plugs out. And it looks like the RB was fitted with some premium NGK spark plugs. The gap, however, looks a little bit big, but we have upgraded to BCPR6ES. Usually I run BKR7Es. This is what apparently is recommended for standard boost. So this hopefully should eliminate one of the potential variables on the engine misfiring. We're also going to clean the injectors. So hopefully, yeah, we get a healthy, clean running RB20 after we do all this. But yeah, we're still waiting for parts, so it won't be done today. Finally have the Skyline looking like this. I've got the new fan shroud on, new radiator, I've got the top coil pack cover on, and this morning I picked up injectors from CPG. Massive shout out firstly to PJ for dropping these injectors off, and massive shout out to Dan and Dimmy at CPG for cleaning these injectors for me. These are ready to go in the car. We just need to install them now. It's going to be a bit of a pain, but let's get it done. We were finally at the home stretch with all the new parts ready to go in. We got freshly cleaned injectors, the radiator installed, and all the belts. Installing the injectors was just like removing them. It was a painstaking task, but kind of enjoyable as we were so close to the finish line. These metal clips though made the job a tad bit difficult, as they needed to be pressed on after you put the plug on the injector, but we got everything installed pretty quickly because this time round I knew what I was doing. I also didn't have a throttle body gasket, so I used silicone to seal it up, and after installing the throttle body I realized it was upside down, so I had to repeat the job again, but now we're ready for the first start with new parts. Alright guys, we have finally finished installing all the parts that we have. So we've got the injectors in, the wiring connected, radiator, belts. We just don't have an alternator yet, so we'll only be able to run the car for a little bit. We've installed the intake pipe there. I've secured it with some spare bolts. We're gonna connect up a battery and hopefully it runs again. I'm a bit nervous because, you know, I did just pull the entire motor apart, but let's get this battery. Do you reckon it's gonna run?
Yeah, bro.
You reckon?
Yeah, 100% gonna run.
Oh, negative on. We should just start this thing and it should just run mint now. All right, we're gonna turn the key, or should I say screwdriver. This'll do. Okay, why did it do that? That's concerning.
Why is it like bouncing off limiter?
I don't know. I don't know if it's because we don't have all like the intercooler stuff connected, but that's not good. That's really bad. We don't want this thing right. Oh, I'm an idiot. I haven't connected some stuff. Whoopsies. Sometimes if you get some stuff, I'm missing this thing. Where is this? That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
Yep, 100%. That was your issue.
Oh man. Okay, it should run mint now.
So attempt 2?
Attempt number 2. Turns out I forgot to connect a bunch of lines, and I also forgot to install a bunch of bolts. Usually I double check my work, but I've made a mistake this time. Hopefully it'll run better now. I've got some more vacuum leaks. I forgot to put these bloody intake manifold bolts on. I don't know if that's going to be affecting it because like the other bolts are clamped on. All right, we're about to do attempt number 3, and we got the pro filmer here.
Hey guys.
All right, this is attempt number 3. We've got everything connected now. Let's see what happens. As the car was idling, Lachlan had a look at the turbo blades, and the turbo was not spinning. Not only is the idle not good, it looks like we need a replacement turbo. So the turbo's not even spinning at all. Holy I swear we span it when we bought it, bro.
I think you like forced it.
Looks like we need another turbo.
Max feeding rods.
Yep, probably a max feeding rods. So that kind of sucks. We're gonna need a new turbo, guys, but the car still is not running how it should be, even with a blown turbo. It should still be holding idle, and I think I know what's wrong. I think I disconnected some vacuum lines, so we need to take apart the engine again. So I want to get this car running smooth by at least the end of this video, so let's get back to work. Let's get back to work. Turns out there was one more vacuum line that we forgot, but in order to put this thing back in, we're gonna need to take the throttle body off again. So I got back to work, removed everything, and then finally got the vacuum line in again. And now we're ready for a proper start. All right guys, we're ready to try start this thing again. This time with the vacuum line all pumped up. Please, please. Finally, the engine was running on all 6 cylinders nice and smooth without any problems. It was now time to jack the car up to bleed the clutch system, because I don't want to be pushing this car around when I have to work on it. I want to be able to drive it in and out of the garage. So we quickly got to work. I had Lachlan come round and help bleed the clutch system. It was pretty easy to do. We just needed to fill up the master cylinder full of fluid and crack the bleed nipple on the slave cylinder on the gearbox. The car was ready to go on the ground, and it was time for its first test to see if the car would move under its own power. Alright guys, we finally have the clutch system bled. Lachlan and I have made sure that there are no air bubbles in the system. Technically now, the car should drive. However, it doesn't have any brakes, so we're gonna have to be really careful. I only have the handbrake to stop the car. Hopefully it works. I don't know if it works, but the car's got no coolant too, so we can't run it for too long, but let's see what happens. Oh my god! No way! No way! Bro, I can't believe it, man. Let's see how far I can get it. I hope it goes into reverse though. Let's see. Yeah! No way!
It sounds pretty healthy as well.
Dude, no way. I can't believe it. I can't believe it actually moves. Holy crap, man. That's insane, man. Even the power steering and everything works. Holy moly. It's a little bit of a shame that a lot of this car needs a lot more work. Like half the motor's still missing. We still need an alternator, but I can drive it now, boys. Hell yeah.
Didn't buy a lemon. I'm shocked. Is it weldy still?
Yeah, it is.
Could you hear it chirp?
Definitely got a weldy. Yeah, I could feel it like, I don't know, chirping a little bit as moving it back and forth, but
Yeah, looks like you got a bit of drift camber as well.
bro, what the hell, man? Guys, I can't believe it. The Skyline actually moves under its own power. This has been such a journey, not even knowing if the engine ran before we bought the car, to it now driving for its first time by itself. Stay tuned, because in the next video, we're going to be taking this thing for its first test drive. I really hope that the RB20 holds up, but I can't wait to get this thing ripping.
Bro, no way. That is crazy.